Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is going on, people? Jason, how you doing? You got no sound. Oh,
That should work.
there you go.
Happy
What's
Thursday.
going on, buddy? Right? It's Thursday. Let's do this thing.
I'm thinking about anger, Dom. Thinking about the last time that I was angry with my kids.
Oh man, you and David both. We're just gonna jump right into it this time. No fluff today. Let's just get it going.
Yeah,
David, go ahead.
I mean, we don't have to. We can hit the brakes a little bit too. It was something that I was thinking about most of the evening after I read it. What are your thoughts? And good morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a fun topic. This was one of the one of the readings where there was no sugarcoat on this one. It was just if you're angry, you're ugly. Like, oh, good morning, Michelle. How
Yeah.
are you doing? So yeah, it was this one cut, like I've gotten angry plenty of times. I mean, I want to say, I got a little angry last night at Bentley in the car. It had just been a long day that I went home early and Bailey had a swim meet. It's her second to her last one. So I was like, I'm gonna make the last two because I missed, a couple during the year. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make the commitment to make the last two. This one was at her school, so it wasn't like a bad drive or anything like that. It was really close, but it was very long and it was very cold. Like the wind kicked up. It was cold for us. And really cold for all the swimmers. Like you just see all these little poor swimmers like getting out of the pool and they're all huddled together in their parkas, like freezing and stuff like that. And it just was really long. So by the end of it, waiting for Bailey to get all of her things, and since she's the homeschool, she has to clean up. Took a little longer. We're waiting, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was doing something that frustrated me, and I kind of like turned around. Oh, he wouldn't roll up the window. So again, cold, the heat's on in the car, he's rolling down the window, and then I'm telling him to roll it up, and I'm trying to roll it up from my seat, and he's just got his finger on the button so it won't move. And so I just turned around and I looked at him, and I'm sure I looked ugly, giving him an angry look. I was like, "Get your hand off of that." And then it just like shut my wife down. It shut the car down. Like no one was chatty after that. Like even Bailey, who had just came out of the swim meet. So yeah, it kind of sucked. But so
Uh,
this reading hurt me a little bit this morning.
First of all, an outdoor swim meet when it's cold out sounds like the worst pool party ever, and the exact opposite of Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Indoor hot, sweaty heat.
So you're saying, so you got ugly angry that just kind of flattened the vibe in the car. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like that thing, like I feel like I'm okay to a certain point and then I just hit the wall. It's even with like work. Like I work, and then I'll hit a wall sometimes around, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And I'm just like, well, it's just one of those things where it's just like, what happened? And I don't know if it's just like the energy drain of the day or what have you. But yeah, it just hit the wall, because we were bouncing all around. Like he was playing around at the swim meet, like he wasn't really listening. Like he kept trying to go down onto the pool deck where he's not really supposed to be. He kept trying to go out of our eye line, and it was crowded. Like if it wasn't crowded, it'd be a different story, but it was crowded. But I was fine, like we went on a walk, he and I, like all this stuff. It was, I had a level of patience for a while, and I think I just lost it after just like the long wait. You know, sometimes it just takes so long to get our kids out of these things. And for me, I kind of know what it is. Like Bailey's a chatty girl. You know, she likes hanging out. Like that's her space. Those are her friends. These are the people that she's, you know, uh, learned to swim and trained with for so long. So she's become good friends with a lot of them. And I love that for her. But it's hard for me when I'm just like sitting there in my car waiting for her to come out of school. Like my patience level just like wears, you know?
That's my least favorite angry is when most of the day has been really good, or dare I say awesome. And then
Yeah.
something at the end of the day just sets me off. And doesn't really happen a lot. Like I'm not an angry person, but when I do snap, it's I feel like it's with no warning. Like there's no build up. There's no me like trying to like control the rage. I just snap. It's like it's probably loud and really, really, really jarring. Um, Not pretty. It's definitely ugly angry. Um,
Yeah.
but that's I guess that's my version of angry. I think a lot about when Ryan was saying the anger, like we talk about the anger scale sometimes, and
Hmm.
Ryan's 9 is sarcasm. My number 9, my 9 plus is very short. Like
Yeah.
it goes right from sarcasm to like snapping when I've had it. That's my anger style.
Yep. No, I agree. It comes quick. It's short. It's like almost loud and robust. Like I think the worst part about it is for me, it catches everyone off guard. Like, you know, like everyone is in my family. It's sometime even at work too. But it's just because like all the moments prior, like I'm trying my hardest to like hold it in and contain it and work around it and do everything I can to breathe, to lose myself from the situation, to I don't know, and then it just bursts. It's like a bubble. But yeah. Good morning,
With
Robin. Good morning, MP. Keep going. I just want to say good morning to the guys.
Yeah. I think we got a few comments, good comments
Mm-hmm.
from David. Thanks for inviting moms to listen. I like that. Should we put a bookend? Should we put a pin in this and just head to our gratitude for a second? Just for a quick
Let's.
second.
I'm feeling too much anger this quick. So let's chop it up a little bit.
Let's turn
We should have eased
down a second.
everybody into it, but we're good,
Yeah.
man. I mean, let's go.
Let's turn it to simmer. Um,
Turn the volume up.
because I can feel the pins on the back of my neck start to kind of vibrate as we talk about what it feels like to be mad at kids or adults. Um,
How was your day yesterday, dude?
I'm thinking I do have a gratitude. We got a new couch. I'll start there. It
Okay,
was a
nice.
couch that we did not test out and sit on,
Oh,
but it's here and we built it. So we, we put it together, and I went to go sit down, and I immediately felt like I was in like a kid's playhouse. We did
all
not
right.
realize it was about 80% the size of our last couch. So like even the parts where I have to lay down, my
Yeah.
feet my feet hang over,
Hmm. Bummer.
and I feel like a giant. And so does Kristen. Like we were both sitting there, and like I can easily reach behind the couch and touch the ground just by kind of lounging there. But I am
Good.
grateful that she went through that and replaced our old couch. And we kind of went back and forth about uh, whether what like we were immediately talking about replacing it like 5 minutes after we sat down. And I was like,
Oh
no, you
no.
know what? Let's just sit here. So I'm grateful that we have a couch. I'll say
Oh man. Um, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, my gratitude was, like I said, I did enjoy the swim meet. The Bailey did great. I was able to watch her interact with her friends. One of her old friends that she kind of fell out with, and then it seems like they're trying again to become friends. Like she came and watched the swim meet, and she was like a sweet girl. Like I remember her and her parents coming over to our house, and they were just very nice and engaging. So it kind of bummed me out when the two of them like lost their friendship. So to see them interact a little bit yesterday was nice. I enjoyed it. Because again, she was a very sweet girl. She came up and said hi to me and Amy. She came up, she said hi to Bentley. Like she interacted with him a little bit. At one point, the crowd got so big that she lost her seat. So like that was when I was on a walk with Bentley, and I turned around and she was sitting next to Amy, and they were chopping it up a little bit. So I thought that was really cool to see the two of them like kind of interact again. And she was very much like there the whole time, and she kept going down to the pool deck where all the other high school kids were, like all the swimmers, and everybody was engaging with her, including Bailey. So it's like it was cool to see that, like her old world, like her old friend interacting with her new friends, and they're all in the same school together, so it's it wasn't weird or anything. It made sense, but I've always been curious if she was ever going to be friends with that girl again.
that's a really good thought. I had two thoughts as you were talking. I'm going to give you the first one. Then I go get my dogs because they're barking at my neighbors. Um, how do your kids have an anger style that is similar to yours?
Hmm.
You're back in 1 minute.
Yeah, no worries. So I don't know that they have an anger style that's. I think their anger style is a little bit more similar to my wife's, which makes sense. They spend a lot more time around her than they do me. But when my wife's angry, she kind of just shuts down. Uh, Whereas I'm more of a explosive, and I get louder. So I think they're a little bit more like her. They shut down. You can see it on their face, but they just kind of like stare in one direction, not really listening to anything, just like more inside their own mind than anything.
That was I was that was the my thought was when I'm imagining my kids mad because my middle daughter does get angry, and currently I'm going to wrap this back to your first point. Currently, most of the time when she gets angry is when something with a friend happens. Um, like she's very black and white. Like somebody's either like her really good friend or not. Like there's no different like flavors of friendship. So when you were talking about uh, Brooklyn kind of
Hmm.
reuniting with the friend, I immediately started thinking about what high school and middle school will look like as she navigates friendships. So that was heartwarming about your daughter
Yeah,
reuniting.
yeah, that's my oldest daughter. That's going through that situation. My middle daughter is more, I would say, more along the lines of what you just explained, where like friendship is more black and white. Um, I feel like she's chopping through friends and moving on to the next one. I'm curious to see if anything ever, but she seems like more like once you burn me and you're out.
Yeah. But
We'll
then
see.
it's like a few days pass by and like she's friends with, her best friend again.
That's good.
Which I'm happy that it gets repaired, but also like not I guess maybe concern, a little concern, I guess, about what that looks like in older friendships and relationships. But then again, I hear adults do that too. On again, off again, friends. Um,
Yeah.
this
Yeah, I
one,
think that,
sorry, go.
well, I was gonna say, like, again, like about the reading, it was all just, I don't know, maybe tomorrow's sums it up a little better. I haven't seen a, I haven't seen a, I don't know that I've experienced a reading where it was like, yeah, you're angry and you suck, and that's it. But like you know, the fix for it, you know, I wouldn't say that there's a, we have all of our things where we can work on being less angry and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, unfortunately, I think anger and frustration towards family and kids is always going to be a part of our life. And for me, the biggest thing has been just recognizing it and trying to do my best to slow it down or get myself out of the situation by either taking deep breaths or going on a walk or just like excusing myself from the environment. But if and when it does happens, if and when it does happen, it's uh, seeing it, admitting that it happened and then apologizing as quickly as possible.
I
Especially
am,
if it gets to a state where it's a big thing.
yeah, I am a quick apologizer.
Yeah.
The page was talking a lot about when you're out in public and you see other parents kind of lose it at their kids or family. I have seen
Yeah.
that in the past. Have and I don't think I have an answer to this. Have you ever seen or heard yourself angry? Which might be like catching yourself in the mirror, or like after
Mm,
losing it on your kids, you go and like look at yourself. I have not, and I'm very
no.
interested because yes, when you are in public and you do see somebody that's angry at the kids, they take like we were in the park. Me and Kira were in the parking lot getting some food, and this kid was like just kind of walking along the parking, like walking to the car. Dad comes behind him, picks the kid up by the hood of the jacket, like like a like a doll, puts
Yeah.
him on his feet, and then scolds him for falling in the parking lot. Not really running, but I was like, wow, that was ugly. And
Mm-hmm.
there's many numerous times like that. But I always wonder what my anger looks like to people I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, I would assume just like the reading says, and just like you'd think that it's a side of yourself that like is there, but maybe you don't know looks that looks that ugly or looks that disturbing or looks that mean, because like you every time you see yourself in the mirror or like right now on a video, like we're in a pretty normal, you know, happy-go-lucky kind of like two guys chatting. And then like when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're either, shaving, getting ready, passing by a mirror, whatever. Whenever you're in pictures, you're typically smiling or caught off guard, candid, laughing, being something goofy. But yeah, it's I don't think it's very often that we would ever see ourselves angry. Very curious. Tell my
Here's a
kids to
picture
videotape me the next time.
at my very angriest. I saved this one. Take a picture of yourself next time really angry, or have your kids film you. Um, as the so public facing, maybe I would say that uh, being a teacher and being angry, that has occurred probably more than being a parent and angry. Um, and I'm very much not an angry teacher. There are times when I lose my shit, um, where I yell, and I try to catch kids off guard, whether it's like with like loudness or something, or snap them out of like whatever
Mm,
shenanigans they're in. And every single time, like I feel ugly on the inside because I don't like that, especially because there's kids that are really good in there too.
yeah.
So then they all leave like, "Ah, I just messed this entire year up." Um, But I do apologize. Like usually the next day I will apologize for like screaming, and then try to refocus that into positive change.
Do
Um,
you? Oh, sorry. Yelling out of purpose.
Yelling does have a purpose sometime.
I like the. It always reminds me of like the movie Anchorman, where the guys are all yelling, but then the one guy who's like special needs or something, he just like yells the phrase "loud noises," or he's just like, "I'm yelling loud noises." That's what would like snap me out of a rage spiral if like that if I could just hear that guy's voice every now and then. Steve Carell. I
I
love
have
that
used
part.
that. I have used that to quiet a class, which is great
Yeah.
because like many of them have not seen the movie. So just yelling that out loud, that does it's like why is this guy yelling loud noises?
Or the
Um,
or the other thing that makes me think of you with a class is like the TV show How I Met Your Mother, where the lady who's a teacher, she like flicks the lights on and off and makes the sound of like an old school car alarm, where she's like wee woo wah 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 wah, just to snap the kids out of it. Yeah.
I'll try that today. I got a lot of
But the other thing I was going to ask you is, so I was on Anbag's community night on Tuesday, and there's a couple of teachers up there, and they had brought up something where it's like, do you like I know you said like you like if you like get angry with them, then like the next day you apologize. Like when you apologize, do you like explain to them like, or just in general, like if you're not feeling well, like do you like are you open about like, hey, Mr. Turner's not feeling well today, guys. Just let you know, like my patience might be a little low or a little thin. Like just giving y'all a heads up. Like it's just like like do you feel yourself doing stuff like that? Because I thought that was very interesting to hear like these other people, like Anne and I think it was Caitlin, say stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, because they were terming it in a way of like kids kind of kids kind of look at adults in their, at your age and my age, and they say like, it seems like we have it all together. But like in reality, like the reason why we're on this morning show is like we don't have it all together. Like we're here to talk about how uncertain everything is about life and help each other through it.
Mhm.
But like kids especially in the middle school and high school, like they don't have anything together. And it's like to have a teacher or authority figure like kind of put that out there. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. Just not
Yeah,
sure.
an adult yelling at you because you're in middle school and you have no idea what you're doing. That could be concerning. That kind of reframes things. Do I over No, I don't really explain why. I'll just say, "Hey, I'm really sorry for the outburst yesterday. I'm sorry you all had to hear it." Um,
Yeah.
and that's really it. I don't really dwell on it,
Okay.
uh, because it makes me feel uncomfortable and scratchy to talk about what made me angry. I'll make that like a side conversation with like the individuals that I yelled at. Like even if a kid, like I have a few kids. Tuesday is a great example. I had a kid who I was not sure was trying to push my buttons or had legitimate questions about why I don't want him walking out of the door to the outside courtyard without asking. It's
Okay.
like it's a safety issue and a distraction issue. And he was sitting there and he was like confused about why that was a rule. And like I immediately went to like a 3 to a 9 plus in anger because I was like, "Are you serious? Is this really something we're talking about right now?" And like I stayed in that like sarcastic zone for
I was
like
gonna
quite
say you sounded like Ryan just now when you said that.
a while. So after he left, I was like, "Wow, that really set me off." And I went to bed thinking about it, and I was I was trying to find like the positive in that, and I was really impressed that he had questions about it and was so eloquently questioning me because
Mm.
like my final answer was because I said so, where he was
Oh
actually
no.
asking good questions, and I was like, I think I'm losing this argument. It's like maybe he should go outside. Um, but there was like it after I calmed down, I was like, he's asking good questions. He's asking for clarification. And I was totally like not on that level at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Um, I guess that was the last time I was like angry, but I didn't just yell at kids. I raised my voice, but yeah,
I mean,
that questioned my resolve. That made me
it is
question.
one of those. It is one of those things where it's like, there are all these rules, or there are all these, you know, lessons or something, or not lessons, but like ways we do things, and like kids do come in and challenge that and ask their questions, and I think it's frustrating because it's like, oh, no, just because I said, is it should be the answer, but at the same time, you kind of want them to question those things. You don't. It's like you don't want them to question you when it's you, but you do want them to be curious and question things and not ever like just do stuff to do stuff. But I know it's a level of going from, oh cool, you're being curious, to like, okay, you're getting a little annoying, to like now you're getting frustrating, to like, god damn it, just listen to me. um
Yeah,
and
that's
and
where it was
it's
at. Like immediate, like the second time I think I said it twice that I was. He was like, "Why?" He's like, "Cause I said so." I was like, in my head, I was like, I just lost this argument.
yeah. Like, am I on this feels like I'm on a cartoon TV show right now, because this just went the way that like it's not supposed to go, but it almost always goes. I mean, the question why is just, yeah, that's the one that I think gets to you. Like, if he were making his argument through different questions, like I know Ryan's really good about that. I wonder if has Ryan always been that way? Because I wonder if Ryan was a very obnoxious child. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Um,
talk about Ryan
no,
like that,
I,
but
I don't remember him being like that a whole lot. Um,
he wasn't there just to your parents like, why?
no, I don't think
Okay,
any of us were Y kids.
so he developed it later.
Yeah, I have Y students,
Yeah,
which is testing. It definitely tests. Um, I'm
their
trying to.
parents are at home like already hit it. They've hit that limit like a million times. They're like, just go ask your teachers. Just go to school.
All he says is he says so. Doesn't even give any reasons. There's no reason, rhyme or reason to his rules.
Oh man. Oh,
Anyway,
whew.
uh, yeah, trying to. I will. I'm. My energy level's at like a 5.5 right now. I'm interested to see how that comes out during school today.
All right.
So
Well, good luck today.
I'm gonna keep this
I'm
conversation
uh
in mind.
I'm right there too. I woke up extremely tired. I drove to work half asleep, which is never good. But I got one more week of this. It's a special circumstance for Bailey's swim meet, and switch my schedule up after next week. But I am I kind of wish I could take a nap, but no, it's not happening. But I am really tired right now for some reason.
Don't we all, Dom? Don't we
Yep, I
all?
know. But everybody else out there in the ether, have a good day. We appreciate you for hanging out and joining. Seriously though, like come on Twitch, so we can hang out and talk and get to know you a little more. We try to read all the comments. Uh, if we don't, just double send it again. But yeah, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe Friday. Friday, yeah. Have a good day, Jason.
We're already there. We're already on Friday.
Yeah, buddy.
Have a great day, Dom. Get a nap
See you,
in.
buddy.
We're not angry.
See ya. Nope, we're
Later.
not angry.